Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to Valleyfield Escape, the beautiful home in the Hunter Valley of Chef Armando Percuoco and his gorgeous wife, Gemma Cunningham. Thank you so much for having me, Chef.
Oh, you're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I've known Armando for 25 years.
Don't say.
We were both very young. But
Yeah.
I've known Armando for 25 years through his fabulous restaurant, Buon Ricordo. And so we've come together to cook a Southern Italian Christmas feast for you. We've made some beautiful quail, some gorgeous panettone with berries. And now I want to ask you a little bit about your career, Chef, because I've known you 25 years through Buon Ricordo, but you came to Australia in 1972, right?
That's correct.
That was even before I was eating out in restaurants. So tell me the journey.
Well, it's very simple. My career started in Naples,
Right, where you were born, yes.
where I was born at the age of 15.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go to school anymore. My father said to me, "I like you come in the restaurant business."
So your dad was already in the restaurant?
Well, we are with my son, who was 5th generation in the restaurant business.
Wow.
So we all know. And actually, fun enough, because people may in the industry, and my grandpa was a chef as
Right.
well,
Okay.
from mum's side, and then my uncles after.
So a very long history of
So-
restaurateurs or chefs.
Chefs and restaurateurs. So automatically, I'm going to my grandpa
Right.
back in 1890.
Okay.
Okay, so forget about what I've done in Italy. My dad decided to come to Australia.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Rampage, the Camorra in Naples,
Mm-hmm.
the restaurant had been touched all the time. I had to pay
Really?
protection,
Wow.
and it was dangerous. And my father decided, I don't want to be here anymore. So we come to Australia. Of course, we come to open restaurant, but my father was a restaurateur
Not a chef.
all his life. I was in the kitchen. So he said, we open restaurant. I said, I'm sorry for you, but we can't open restaurant. You speak 4 languages. You speak Arabic, French, Italian, and English
Wow.
very well. I said, my background was French.
Right. So you spoke French and Italian.
I mean, school French,
Right.
not even
But no English.
school French, no English
Okay.
whatsoever. Imagine, when I come here and I saw the salad,
You thought it was
I
salt.
was salt. Because salad, I said, salad.
Why is there so much
I
salt
said,
here?
So anyway, I said, and then on top of everything, I said, with all respect of you, we are somebody in Italy, we are nobody, and nobody knows who we are. So we decided to go and work for a couple of restaurants. He worked in one restaurant, I worked in another restaurant. Then we worked together in another restaurant. And then finally, 7 years later,
So where's that taking you?
79,
79.
I said to my father, I'm ready.
Right.
We have to open a restaurant,
And that was?
Pulcinella.
The
And that
famous Pulcinella.
And that was an instant success.
Well, that was just the right time, wasn't it? Don't you feel that that was when Australia
Well,
was really just starting to understand?
Yes, it
restaurants
was
and
understandable, but also you have to one thing. So unfortunately, in the 70s, it was Italian restaurant. It doesn't matter if it's Cairns, Perth, or Sydney, or Melbourne, or Adelaide.
Mhm.
Was one menu.
Yes.
Everybody had the same menu.
It was all bad
And was
spaghetti
and-
bolognese.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's next. And was oysters, Patrick.
Very Italian.
Yes, oyster mornay,
Oh no.
prosciutto and melon.
Yes, of course.
Antipasto was a stupid giardiniera
Yes.
and a bit of salame and some silly cheese.
And bad salami, I'm sure.
And then was spaghetti, they call carbonara, it's not carbonara. And chicken parmigiana, I do not understand where I come from in Italy, because still today I don't know where I come from, that chicken parmigiana. And a couple of veal lemon,
Yes.
veal masala.
Yes. Also not so common in Italy.
Well, not anymore.
It's like the Chinese food we had.
Yes.
It wasn't a true representation of what was being eaten in
Exactly.
Italy.
So automatically we start actually, we didn't have really nothing extraordinary, but I started to cook gamberetti,
Right.
squid risotto in that time.
That must have been a
Oh, people were
revelation.
scared. No, people were scared.
I can.
They were not
Black
touching
fruit?
it. They were not touching it. And also, one more thing was very, very important. Every restaurant, and please, I do not want to offend people, every Italian restaurant used to cook the pasta in the morning.
Oh no.
Yes.
And reheat it.
And reheat it.
Remember, you were dealing with a clientele that thought pasta came in a can?
Yeah, but also I had a trouble at Pulcinella in the beginning, because I used to do really out there. Don't forget about Naples is the one of the city, the pasta is more al dente than any other city in Italy.
So really firm.
Really firm, almost white inside.
Right.
Okay, because Italians say, if it's al dente, you digest it better. Because
Probably true.
it is true, because don't forget about flour and water make a glue.
Right, glue in your
So
tummy.
it's a glue in your tummy.
Okay.
I actually have a trouble, because I cook my first pasta,
Yes.
and my father come inside and he said, they don't want to eat. I said, what do you mean they don't want to eat? It's too tough.
They want the
So
pasta
it's
cooked.
So I have to recook it again.
Okay.
So I start actually to learn to satisfy the palate of Australians.
While trying to
Well, you
educate
have to
them as well.
educate them slowly,
Yes.
but you can't just go all
No.
of a sudden. In 1979, my dear, was really very difficult in this country for everything.
So what ingredients did you have trouble getting back in 79?
No, 72 when we arrived, I had trouble to get tomato.
Ripe tomatoes.
Was white.
We had tomatoes. They
Yes,
just
we had
weren't
tomato,
ripe.
was white.
We didn't know what a good tomato
I have a
tasted
trouble
like.
to have a bread.
Good bread. There wasn't
Because
any.
you're making sculpture, so soft it was.
Yes.
Was not anything. It was just was loaf of bread.
Yes.
You slice.
I
That's
remember.
all. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. And was trouble to get a coffee.
Yes.
Trouble to have olive oil.
Yes.
Because in the beginning they said to me, the chemist said,
Even in 72 when you got here. Oh my goodness. Imagine going to the chemist for our olive
it
oil.
was only two suppliers here have olive oil from Italy.
Do you know, even in 79 and the early 80s, when I was having a dinner party, I would drive to Haberfield to buy radicchio, to buy any lettuce that wasn't an iceberg, to buy the beautiful little Rosetta rolls. That was the only place I knew to get.
Right. Well, I asked my grocery, I said, you have zucchini, automatically have a flower.
Okay, so we did have zucchini flowers, but we didn't have zucchini.
No, we didn't have we have a zucchini, but we didn't have the flower. So I said to him,
I see.
I said, you have a zucchini, can you get to me the flower? He said, no, they're chopped away. They can't be bothered. So to be honest with you, finally I convinced him. And trust me, I can say today, I make a hell of a lot of money because the box of zucchini, now you find zucchini flower in the little
Yes, 6 on a tray.
6 on a tray like jewelry.
Yes, $10 or $12.
Okay, that's right. In that time it was a box that big for $1.50.
Nice.
So I used to make huge amount of dishes of zucchini flour because they're only a bathtub, just east water. And
Your
flour.
zucchini flour, unstuffed in yeasted batter,
Right.
is still my benchmark zucchini flour.
That's the way we're doing that.
That's so good.
And that we still make like that. And it was a revelation, the zucchini flour. the mascarpone.
Right.
Oh yeah, when Umberto Somma, who actually done the very first mascarpone in this country,
Right.
okay, I asked him to make mascarpone for us.
Right.
I said, I'm sorry Umberto, you might don't know, because you come from outside Naples,
Right.
you're not coming from north of Italy.
It's from Venice.
Mascarpone, it's north of Italian, and it's only come up 10 years ago, 10, 20 years
Even
ago.
in Italy.
Yes, it was
So it's
totally new. I said, but we're using mascarpone and we're using not only for dessert, but we use it for cooking as well in Italy. He said, don't talk about mascarpone. And he was so angry. I said, why are you angry? Did I done something wrong? He said, no, you know what? Just actually 3 months ago, I make 1 tub of 2 kilos of mascarpone and I give it to David Jones to try, and they put it in the rubbish.
Oh.
That's
So when
what
is
he
this?
told
This
me.
is already the late 70s, early 80s.
No, it was right in 70, I'm talking about 73.
Okay, so early
73
70s.
when
but
I met
still,
him.
still.
But then he made the mascarpone in 74, and I used to work at a restaurant called Arrivederci.
Arrivederci, okay.
Okay, and my father and I, we make mascarpone there. So what we done, people didn't know, and I said to my father, how do you explain to people that's for dessert, it's because it's cream cheese.
Yes.
Okay. He said, well, the only things we have to do, we used to buy to that restaurant, it was not our restaurant, but that you used to work there, a tin of fabric cherry,
Right.
a coffee cup,
Yes.
little bit of mascarpone, 1 cherry, and a little bit of syrup, and give it to the customer.
Like you invented the pre-dessert.
To try. That's what we used to do.
Isn't this what Beppy had to do?
Yeah,
He used
well,
to give food away
that's
to
what
get
I mean.
people to
But I
educate
done
them.
a huge amount of things like that.
I'm sure.
So to try it, so finally people start to understand mascarpone can be used for dessert, and that was beautiful cream cheese from Italy.
Gorgeous.
So that's really capsicum. When I come here,
I never had capsicum as a child.
no, it
I
was
had no
only
idea what
green
capsicum was.
capsicum.
Yes. Oh, awful.
That's all.
No eggplant.
No yellow, no red. Eggplant there was 60, but not
I hadn't eaten it.
eggplant was 60, but not the variety we have of eggplant we have today.
No, of course.
No way. Because then all the Asian grocery come 20 years later.
Yes.
You know, with Vietnamese and everybody else.
So Pulcinella was opened from 79 till when?
To 90.
To 1990.
To 90.
Really?
So for 3 years, actually for 2 years, because I opened, 3 years, sorry. I opened Buon Ricordo in 87.
Right.
Okay, 87. So 27 to 90, we have 2 restaurants.
Both restaurants.
Both restaurants. And then finally my father in 90, he said, he had triple bypass, he was sick, and he said, you think I can retire? And I said, no, I can afford you to retire. Without you, I can do business. And he said, no, I have to retire. You know what? I said, well, in that case, we have to sell Pulcinella.
And just have the one restaurant.
And because
Fair
I
enough.
had the property, I bought the property at Buon Ricordo in Paddington.
Right.
So we sold just the lease there, and we get out, and I concentrate at Buon Ricordo.
And Buon Ricordo. So Buon Ricordo, that's the next chapter of the story, and that's where I come in. So you had Buon Ricordo just over 30 years.
Tell you, yeah.
87
up 31
to
years,
2018.
Yes.
And in that time, it was the place. I mean, drop a few names. Who are some of the big celebrities that from overseas that dined at Buon Ricordo? I know I saw Nicole Kidman there once.
Yeah, okay, with
with-
ex-husband.
Yeah, him, whatever his name is.
I don't want to mention, because that come out big article in Sydney Morning Herald, and I'm not telling you what it's all
Billy
about.
Joel. I know Billy
Billy
Joel
Joel
was there.
was not only he was a customer, but he was friend. And I'll tell you what's happened with Billy Joel. I took my younger son, who is 47 now, he was a teenager,
Yes.
behind the stage with
Yes.
Billy Joel. Then I took my grandson, who was a teenager, behind the stage with the Billy Joel. So we go a
It's a generational thing.
long way with him. And as a matter of fact, about 6 years ago I was in New York, and he actually he was angry because I didn't ring him, because when he left the last time in Australia, he said to me, you come to New York, we have lunch together,
Nice.
or dinner together. And as a matter of fact, his third wife done a cookbook, and I have here, he gave me the cookbook, and I give my cookbook
Nice.
to her. So it is really, it was more than a friendship.
The rich, the famous, the infamous, the pop stars, the movie stars,
Well,
the politicians.
everybody, the politician, I mean, I come here and Whitlam was on,
Yes.
and
70s.
from Whitlam, and I'm not saying just one day, and I'm sure other restaurants have it, but from Whitlam to the, unfortunately, Morrison,
Let's not get political,
No.
yes.
all regular customer
And
of mine.
that's it. A long lunch at
So,
Buon Ricordo.
so
or
they
a
were
long
regular,
dinner.
they don't come once or twice. They used to come all the
It was
time.
the haunt.
And I have the pleasure to have everybody from nobody, beautiful people, to somebody was somebody. But doesn't matter.
No, everybody's somebody when they come to
Everybody,
your table.
exactly, and on top of everything, I have to say that, I can say, somebody can become a pretentious.
Absolutely.
Nobody, not pretentious. They love everything, and they're beautiful people.
And I think what made Buon Ricordo, for me anyway, what made Buon Ricordo was you came out of the kitchen, you had other good people in the kitchen, and you were on the floor, like your father was. You became the restaurateur.
But this is a very much an Italian or French
Yes.
way and Spanish way to the chef come out and say hello to their guests.
But in the end, you spent more time on the floor than
Well,
in the
at the
kitchen,
end,
right?
I spent more time because I wanted the transition
Yes.
with David.
And this is important. This
And
is what
that
I want
was
you to
very
tell us
important
about.
for the simple reason, before that, if I was not one day there, the customer would say, oh, the food is not good anymore.
Because Armando's not in the
I'm
kitchen.
not cooking everything in the kitchen. Somebody said, no, my God, you done a beautiful dessert. I said, you know what, I didn't touch a dessert for the last 25 years.
Rosalba did the
I
dessert.
said, somebody else is doing the dessert. I'm not doing everything in the kitchen.
So David and Rosalba, who have taken on your legacy of Buon Ricordo.
And I have to leave many years before. I still have my uniform on, but I was totally outside to let them stand customer. I'm not cooking, and thank God that we have an open kitchen.
Yes.
You know, with the glass, so
And
they
how
can
long
see.
did they work for you? How long had they
Oh,
been?
David was 17 when he came
Wow.
to work for me. He was one of those boy who was at technical college in that time. Quite few technical college sent not only to me but lots of chefs in Sydney.
For work
They sent
experience.
for working experience, and he come for working experience, and he was paying that week because he was the only apprentice. For 1 week, he asked me, why are you doing that? And why are you doing that? And this, that. And I said, gee, that boy really want to know.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the week, I said, would you like to come and work here?
Wow.
And he said, I have to ask mom and dad permission because it was from South Coast.
Okay, so it's a
So
long way for him to
Central
come.
Coast.
Okay,
So
still a
from
long way.
Central Coast. And he said, I have to ask mom and dad permission to come and live in Sydney. I said, well, ask mom and dad. So he came back, and then mom and dad said, the opportunity like that, you don't get many every year. And they rent a little room in Paddington, and he come to work. And he fell in love with Rosalba, where she was 19.
Was your dessert chef?
She was 19 when she came to me.
Beautiful.
Again, they both they grew up with me. So Buon Ricordo has been left in a good hands. And as I say, I just left a few years before, left to the kitchen. Of course I was going to the kitchen all the time.
Sure.
Left to the kitchen, let understand the customer. They're cooking, I'm not cooking. It's my recipe, but they're cooking.
So the legacy of Buon
And then
Ricordo.
slowly, David started to do some of his recipe
Yes.
with me, and he said, Chef, what are you doing? I said, beautiful, put it on the menu. Put it on the menu. Put that on the menu. Go ahead. So this is how you transition.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just cut, if you want to be the chef, you are the chef, and I'm one. It doesn't work like that, because the customer condemns the restaurant. They say, oh, the food is not good enough.
When the chef's
It's
not
psychological.
So you've handed Buon Ricordo over. The legacy's in safe hands,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad because it's such a beautiful restaurant. I would hate to see it end when you chose to leave. And you've moved here to the Hunter Valley, but you bought this property a long time ago.
Oh, yes. So
How
I
long
was
ago?
50, so 27 years ago.
Oh my, dropping your age there, chef. But anyway.
27 years ago, finally, I do want the property for many years before.
I know why you wanted a property. You wanted somewhere to put all your outdoor sculpture.
No, but
Because you
that's
kept buying more and more.
I love the country,
Yes.
and I never have the opportunity to be in the country. I have a battle with Gemma because she liked the water. I like the country. But anyway, we compromised.
So you have the country with a dam.
Yes,
That's the water for Gemma.
exactly. We compromised, and we bought this one 27 years ago. And a lot of hard work and lots of money.
But it's magnificent.
We build up what we have today. And to be honest with you, I don't think so. I will retire in Sydney.
I don't think you're retired. How many olive trees do you have?
Well, now it was 2,000, but now unfortunately lost that a lot. So maybe 1.5.
And you've got the bed and breakfast.
Yes.
So I call you semi-retired at
Well,
best.
for me it is retirement. For the simple reason, when you're working in the kitchen and when you work in the restaurant, you're working 15, 16 hours
Of course.
a day.
Yes.
And never stop, because even if you have the day off, Gemma, for instance, still have to do the book
Some of this.
and everything else.
Just because the
So-
restaurant's closed doesn't mean the business is
Now,
closed.
restaurant business, unfortunately, this is what I'm upset sometime all over the world. Because restaurant business was, you open a restaurant business, of course you have to make money.
Of course.
But the first things was, you have to make the customer happy.
Hospitality,
Okay?
it's called, right?
Exactly. So a lot of people, they forgot hospitality, what it's all about. They, first of all, they think about themselves, and then they think about money. Now, if you think about money, you cut corners.
Yes.
And in the restaurant business, if you want to be good, you can't cut corners.
Now, you've brought me full circle because the reason you and I decided to do this is because you have always talked about the importance of not just hospitality professionally, but hospitality personally. cooking for your family and friends, bringing people together around the table.
Well, that's true because what makes a country, united country, it's a family.
Yes.
Start from the family. Now I found in the last 25 years, the family start to be dysfunctional a little bit. For the simple reason it's not their fault, they need more money.
Everyone's busy.
Everybody's busy. So it's not like 50 or 60 or 70 years old, the wife home, look after the children and cook, and the husband go to work.
Which
now,
had its issues as well. We're not saying that was perfect.
no, but now they have to both work,
Yes.
unfortunately. So what happened, I found, they go to work, they finish 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock sometime later.
Or later.
So one ring with the other one and say, you know what, I'm tired, I don't want to cook, I'm going to pick up the takeaway.
Yes.
So they pick up the takeaway, they go home, they don't even set the table, and they have their takeaway and watching the TV to relax a little bit.
Which, as you say, understandable.
Understandable, but this is not the way you unite a family. Not because round the table you start to ask your child what you done today at school, what's that, what's the other things, and you know also why I did the last book, Buon Ricordo, because I'm one of the people who cook more and more on with easy recipe.
Yes.
Not wasting the time. Half an hour and you cook the recipe. But be in the kitchen, glass of wine, cook, have the children around you so they can pick up as well.
Exactly.
And then sit and dinner and have a conversation with your family.
So whether it's every night, which we'd love to see, or whether it's once a week, we hope that with recipes like these,
Yep.
have the family, the extended family. Your family is sometimes your friends, isn't it? We're going to sit down and eat this
Most of
together.
the time, because what we say, you choose your friends, you don't choose your family.
Exactly. So whether you're cooking for family, friends, just your partner, we hope you'll take time to sit down and enjoy food together, because we both believe that's really at the core of what makes life worth living.
And that's what's the united country also, without any war.
For all your kindness and hospitality over all the years, thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time in preparing these recipes.
Thank you.
Cheers. Here's to you, and here's to you.
And cheers to you.